It's a showcase for the best in Asian American film. The Center for Asian American Media's CAAMFest kicks off on March 12th and runs through the 22nd. Joining us to give us a preview of what we can expect to see at this year's festival is Festival Director Masashi Niwano.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming again. There are people in our audience. They don't know what CAAM is or CAAMFest is. Can you give them a quick definition?
Absolutely. So CAAM is an acronym for the Center for Asian American Media. We've been around for 35 years, and our goal is to showcase the Asian American experience to the broadest audience possible. We do that in different ways throughout the year, but our big public event is CAAMFest. That happens March 12th through the 22nd, and we have over 26,000 people who will come out, including over 200 filmmakers flying into the Bay Area for our festival.
So to define for the audience,
yes.
I mean, are these films that are made by Asian Americans, or are they films made by Asians somewhere in Asia and maybe shown here in the U.S.? Can you define that for us?
Sure. The answer is all of the above. We do have films, international films from Asia and other countries as well, like Argentina and other spaces, but we also have a lot of local and Asian American content. And this year we're very excited because not only kind of US based, but so many productions come from the Bay Area. It's like all the stars align this year, and so we have a lot of productions. Some took 10 years to make, and all kind of this year will be at our fest. And I always love it for our festival when you have a lot of local films. You have all that celebration, all that additional excitement from people.
Well, we're going to show clips from three films. Now, of these three, are any of these local? Just because we have Nine Man, we have Man Up, we have Bhopal.
Nine Man has local ties because there is a local nine-man team, and they're part of the documentary. All of them have ties to the Bay Area, but none of these three are from the Bay Area, I guess.
Okay, so let's talk about Nine Man. You want to intro it a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nine Man is an amazing Asian American documentary by director Ursula Liang, and it talks about this fascinating sport of Nine Man that was started in Chinatowns in the 1930s, and is very much a volleyball, like a street volleyball, but incorporates a lot of Chinese tradition. And so, you know, almost 100 years of this sport, this documentary does a great job of not only chronicling the history, but the players who still play it and how tradition and culture is passed down through this sport.
Okay, and let's talk about the next film, which is called Man Up. Yes. Right?
Yeah.
And this is a comedy. I mean, I watched the trailer and I'm like, this is just all around it's young people. Well, actually, you give the description of it.
Sure. Well, Man Up is the directorial debut of Justin Chong, who is an emerging actor. He was in the Twilight Saga. He was in this really funny comedy called 21 and Over. And so he's actually the star of our opening night film, Soul Searching. Very exciting about that, or very excited. But he also directed this new feature. It's shot in Hawaii and is these emerging actors who just have so much fun on screen. It's one of those films that, yes, you do learn about Hawaii, and there's definitely some kind of social relevance to the film, but as a whole, it's just a really fun buddy flick. And you get to see these emerging actors just having fun with the script and bouncing off each other. It's so funny and delightful.
Well, you know what? Let's take a look at a clip of Man Up.
Great.
It's summer!
Martin, you have to start thinking about the future.
The what?
I'm pregnant.
Hey, you have to tell me. Madison's pregnant. You guys had sex? Scary, man. Raising a baby isn't easy. My neighbor has a baby, and it always cries like a baby. We gotta learn how to take care of kids and play with them. Hey, little guy, do you want to play? Hey, grab that kid over there. He looks lonely. Yeah.
All right, so it's a little crazy, and now we're going to go from really crazy to kind of serious. So Bhopal.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, it's important for us at our festival. We do have our fun kind of slapstick films, but then we also want to have films that are serious and that do talk about issues that we're all dealing with. And so Bhopal is an international feature, stars Martin Sheen, Cal Penn, and actually Cal Penn will be in attendance at our festival this year. We're excited to have Cal here.
That's great.
Yeah. The director, Ravi Kumar, will also be here. We're flying him in. But Bhopal chronicles the disaster that happened in 1984 at the gas refinery, and does a really amazing job of actually mixing kind of Hollywood narrative form, but also with Bollywood Indian cinema storytelling. And it's a really tragic story, but it's an important film for people to see. And having Cal and then also Ravi here, we're so excited to have so many people here to talk about the issue and also about the film.
So if you see this film, will you, and you go to the screening, will they be at that screening for like an after Q&A sort of?
They'll all be around. Ravi will absolutely be at the screening, the director. Cal, we're still working out all the times that he has actually another project at our festival. It's a narrative called The Sisterhood of Night. So he has multiple projects. We're going to be shuffling around from theater to theater, but if people want to meet him, come out to our opening night, come out to the first few days. He definitely will be in town.
Okay, so we want to take a look at the clip we have for Bhopal.
Great.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, okay. You want to write a real story?
We may need to implement some structural changes.
This could have serious implications.
I'm willing to take that risk. What is our official line?
As long as we are learning from our mistakes, we are safe.
Union Carbide stores 40 tons of poison in the heart of Bhopal.
One drop of your stuff killed her husband.
We set the highest safety standards in the industry.
Link the tanks. Push them hard.
Your factory is choking this town.
But this factory feeds this town. Tell me something. You think carbide should stay here in Bhopal?
Yes, Sahib.
Okay. I can sleep tonight.
So the theme for this year for CAAMFest is travel. Why travel?
Well, you know, our tagline this year is Destination Camfest, and what we wanted to do with our marketing collateral is to let the Bay Area audience know that Camfest is a destination. We've been around for 33 years, our festival, and not only are we a destination for all of the filmmakers who are going to be flying here, we have filmmakers from India, South Korea, from Hong Kong, Japan, but we also are showcasing so many beautiful films from the Bay Area, and we want to show the audience that the Bay Area is a destination for storytellers, for filmmakers, for actors, musicians, culinary experts. So if you come to our festival, we have over 30 films or programs that include local productions. And I think it's very exciting to, for our festival, just tell everyone that we are a destination for local homegrown stories and then home for all of these international stories and filmmakers coming here.
Well, last week we had people on from CAAMFest.
Oh, yes.
Right? And we talked about that. And in fact, when you talk about your collateral and marketing, it says film, food, and music.
Correct.
Right? That's one thing we didn't touch on last week. We touched on the food part. You're here to talk about the films. What about the music aspect?
So we have expanded our music. It's very exciting. So there's two ways we go about music this year. One is we have a concert that's going to be so much fun. It's headlined by Sue Boy, who is known as the queen of Vietnamese hip hop. And this is her first U.S. performance. And there'll be other performers there. That's going to be so much fun. And then we have something called Directions in Sound Films. And these are all documentaries that talk about music in different communities and how music is used as a tool for cultural expression, to connect people together. And each one of those films will have live music accompaniment with them. So for us, it's having a film festival, but for every program thinking, what else can we do? Like, how can we engage with audiences in a way that they haven't done before?
So Directions in Sound is something that you've had with CAAMFest for years.
Yeah, we just celebrated, I think, our 10th anniversary of Directions in Sound last year.
And actually, that was kind of like mini concerts around the Bay Area, right?
Yeah.
So is that still going to happen, or is this now sort of emerging, this film plus music is taking the place?
No, it's both. We're going to definitely do both. We want a home at our festival, a destination for people who like live music to come and to enjoy that. So we still have that concert, and we will continue to do similar live music throughout the year. But then we also wanted to incorporate documentaries that do incorporate music and figure out ways to include live music with them.
Okay, so last thing we want to talk about, because this is not in, I think people who have been to CAAMFest before, they might have thought San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, San Jose.
Right.
But if you haven't been to CAAMFest in the last couple years, you might not know that San Jose has kind of broken off into a separate festival of its own, right?
Correct. Yes. So in March, we are in San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland. And then in September, we do CAAMFest San Jose. And the goal of that, and we just did this recently in the last few years, was in March, we wanted to incorporate Oakland more into the programming. So many of our artists, filmmakers are now moved to Oakland. So we want to make sure that's part of the mix.
Right.
CAAMFest San Jose is so unique and has so many different themes that we tackle there with Silicon Valley, with new forms of storytelling. So we expanded our San Jose program. It used to be 2 days, and now it's 4 days of food. We have music and food down there as well.
Oh, that's terrific. Okay, so, you know, you've touched on everything that basically the festival is about. But if you had to say something about what's new this year, if people haven't been to CAAMFest in like a couple years, what would you tell them?
I would say that we have been pushing so much on the music and food components, and for us it's not thinking of film, music, and food as three separate things, but how do we weave them together into a new type of event. So I would hope for people who may not have come to our previous festivals this year, hopefully they will see more of that. And that's one of my dreams as festival director, is to have a festival that people consider forward-thinking and that really think as audience members, what would they want to experience?
All right. Well, Musashi, thank you so much for coming back again.
You.
It was great to have you.
Thank you, Lisa.
CAAMFest runs from March 12th through the 22nd in theaters in San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland. For more information and to purchase tickets, log on to cammedia.org. That's all we have for today. Of course, all guest information from today's show can be found by clicking on the Community tab on our website at KTVU.com. And please join us on Facebook for a look behind the scenes of Bay Area people. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week right here on Bay Area People.